Okay, guys, so I have never tried this radio on any bands except for 10 meters and 80. So, right now, we're going to go on 20 meters and see. I just got to make sure that I'm on the correct antenna. I'm on my loop, which is 270 feet of wire. And it tunes pretty much all the bands. I just give it a go right here. Let's make sure the big tuner is in bypass so that we're not tuned up on 80. So it tunes. There we go. Let's turn the preamp off. Put it on IPO. Let me guess. That's something else. All the FT8 you can shake a stick at. I don't know what that is. Probably solar interference.
Retired subject to call if something.
The audio on this is just superb.
That really somebody makes me an offer I can't refuse. I'll put it that way. But next year will be my 50th year in the practice, and
that speaker behind there.
Probably keep my licenses active through next year, and then go on inactive status because it's a real kind of pain in the circuit to keep up with active because of all of the additional continuing legal education, plus the fees and everything are pretty significant to keep them going. And since I'm really not doing that much, it seems kind of silly. So probably by this time next year, I'll probably be reporting in as inactive and letting go with that. But kind of hard to turn loose of, as I'm sure since you're still working. I had lunch with a former partner of mine and a very good friend that I went to law school with yesterday, who's my age, and he's still working, but he's trying to extract himself from it, and he was asking me all kinds of questions about how do you get out of this? How do you, So I told him, so that's part of the problem. If you accept some kind of a case, you're in it for good and all. And then one more time.
Don't want the preamp on. Pretty strong. You see some signals right here. I like to have my scope fixed.
Or Mosley or FIR a gain antenna where you could point your signal at one in one direction.
This is really the kind of radio where you can make a lot of contacts with it very easily because you can see what's going on. We can see somebody else is right next to them. I just can't. Still got that COVID cough, I think. I think I had COVID again. I don't know if I did or not. Whoa, look at these signals.
So you could easily take 20 minutes.
There's a lot of guys that meet on that frequency.
Especially in the area we're in. Every time I go to get gas, I'm at least 3 or 4 or 5 cars back in the line.
I'm living off these damn cough drops lately.
You know,
I just get this annoying fucking dry cough.
Where our car's at, maybe we can get all the new features on for less money and everything. But I was quite impressed. I thought I'd tell you, I really didn't think I'd be that impressed, but I was amazed. My wife, she's already sold. She enjoyed it. But I tell you what, this kid drove it. He's probably about 23 years old. And he put that down on the floorboard, and I tell you what, I've never seen a gas car. You couldn't even raise, you couldn't even lean forward to tell him to stop it over.
Lots of activity. There's something right here.
To get it going. Kerosene if you
get it going. And the thing about those two MSRs, the XGK and the Whisper Light, is they both have little hands where you open it up just a little bit and close the valve again. And this little pan of white gas or whatever will fill up, and then you light that, and it'll burn for a while, and it'll
something
get
right here.
the generator warm,
We never checked this band,
and that will vaporize the gasoline or diesel or
but it's a pretty large band
or whatever you're burning. If you look at the XGK or the
21,200 to
Whisper Light,
450.
you can see a big generator, and they have those little pans for the gasoline to get the generator going.
Some kind of scanning crap.
You know, people use them on Mount McKinley. They use them on
I've
Mount
been noticing
Everest,
a lot
and
of
they
really
work
weird
quite well.
things on the bands lately,
So,
like over the horizon
that
radar,
works,
maybe.
In the wintertime. And the nice thing about the XGK, like I said, is it'll burn anything. And so if you have 30 gallons of airplane gas, you're never going to run out of airplane gas if you need to camp out for a few days. Yeah, talking about bears, I came nose to nose with probably 100 bears in Alaska, and 99 of them ran the other way, including some big brown bears. But one black bear decided that we were going to have a fight, and it was about a 450-pound bear, and we did have a fight, and I'm still here, he's not. But it was an interesting experience. We saw him at about 20 or 25 feet, and my buddy said something that I won't repeat on the air. And I looked over there and I saw the bear, and I actually took the time to sit down and get a good steady rest, because I knew that I had one shot, and if I did not perform on that first shot, I was not going home. And so I sat down to get a good steady rest, and my only conscious thought was, the bullet has to go through the shoulder, because that's the only way you can stop a charging bear. If you shoot them in the head, it might bounce off. If you shoot them through the heart, when they get excited, their heart beats 3 times a minute, so 20 seconds later, he says, oh, it skipped a beat. And so I knocked him down probably 15 feet from me, He jumped up, I knocked him down again. He jumped up, I knocked him down. I was shooting a 375 H&H, which is the smallest rifle they use for elephants. And I was thinking, how many times should I shoot him? I heard somebody yelling, ceasefire, ceasefire. And it took the bear about 5 or 10 minutes to bleed out. You know, it wasn't a pleasant situation, but I did stop him, and he did not injure any of us. There were 3 of us at that place at that point in time. One guy just froze, you know, deer in the headlights. One guy cycled all of his rounds through his rifle without pulling the trigger. We found all of his rounds on the gravel bar, unfired. And the bear had attacked my airplane while we were out of camp. He had chewed on one of the tires. And so I had to call an airliner that was flying over, a 747, Japan Airlines 747. And I asked that pilot to call my XYL when he got to Anchorage. And so we had to fight with the bear, I think on a Monday. And on Friday, I finally got another tire blown out. And I was famous in that part of Alaska for about a week because once we got the new tire on the airplane, we had to finish what we had gone out there to do, and that was to do some hunting, to put meat in the freezer for the winter. So as soon as we got the tire on the airplane, we went hunting again and moved about 5 miles upriver, and ended up getting a 60-inch bull moose and about a 40-inch bull moose and a couple thousand pounds of moose meat. And I flew all that moose meat and the flat tire and the bear out of a gravel bar, 2 gravel bars. The one where we got the moose was about 150 feet, and the one where the bear attacked the airplane was about 500 feet. So I would haul moose meat to the longer gravel bar, make a couple loads of the moose meat out of the short gravel bar, carry it to the long gravel bar, and then load up the airplane and fly it about 100 miles south to Port Allsworth, and put the moose meat in these fish boxes. It was designed for 70 pounds of salmon, and I would send it to Anchorage, on their scheduled flights. And at the other end of that pipeline was my XYL taking all these boxes of moose meat home after work for a couple days. But yeah, you do have to be careful about bears, and I'm glad I had good training. My dad gave me some very good training. I could hear him when the bear was charging. I could hear him in the back of my head. He would always say, if you get in a situation where you only have one shot, he said, take your time and make it a good shot. And that was really good advice. I'm glad I got it. November 9, Juliet, November, Quebec. This is Kilo 5, Foxtrot Bravo. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Frank. Kilo 5, Foxtrot Bravo, N9JNQ returning. The band is still holding up just great. Anyways, the black bear, I think I mentioned to you, my daughter brought down some brown black bear for us. Still in the freezer. We're going to, Joe got a...
Not hearing this guy very well.
From California, got a black bear as well. And they talk about black bears, you don't have to be afraid of them. They'll paw the ground, and then they'll sit around and run. But I know up in Alaska in the last few years, some of the recent killings of humans by bears have been black bear. I think a few years back, a couple people running in that foot race got killed by a black bear, and then there was a couple of federal employees, I think, or maybe state employees, that one of them was killed by a attacking black bear. There was two of them. One of the employees was able to get their bear spray out fast enough. The other one just the bear was on her before she could get it, and then she got killed. So it was in black bears. So they're not. You have to be wary about them. I've only had one run-in with black bear up in the Boundary Waters canoe area. I've seen them up in Canada when we were camping, but they stayed away from us. The one in the Boundary Waters was in late September. It was probably male, female was probably standing up already. Near a footing area where in summer it's quite popular. I think a lot of families go in. Bears are used to eating marshmallows and Hershey bars. And all of a sudden school starts and there's nobody there to smooth food off of, and then we came in, one of the few people that come in after Labor Day and raided our food cache late in our trip. Actually, it was the last night. Got everything, but there was nothing much but breakfast left because we were leaving the next morning. But that bear was so brave. We did everything. We did the old hit the pans, throw rocks, everything. He just sat there. He waited till dark to do all this, but he just sat there tearing up our food bag, our garbage bag, and just ate till he was finished, and then would wander off, and then would come back for another bag after we went back to bed. Finally, we did have at that time of year we had firearms with us, and we took a couple shots, not at him, but in his general direction over his head, and then he didn't come back after that. But they were just 22s for target flanking and squirrels, but he didn't come back. But that was my one time with the black bear. He didn't come and get me though. He just wanted the food. That was it. But as far as moose meat, that is good. My daughter brought some down a year or two ago, and we've made some great. I think we had steaks, and then we had some. I think it was stew meat. I can't remember. We did the old crock pot thing for about 12 hours. Boy, stuff was great. It was like pulled pork, but. Or pulled roast beef, but not fatty. It was a wonderful meat. They got it not by hunting it, but they were on the roadkill list. And Joe was on the roadkill list, and he got a call at whatever it was. But, it was 9 in the morning. There was one killed on the road.
Things pretty bad.
Everything off. But the end of the day, so I got his buddy and my daughter.
FT8. Supposed to be between 930 and 990. Any kind of voice activity. .930 and 990. I always forget. I had to look at my chart. Somebody's over here.
No.
Or just noise.
full radio takes a big deal.
But it isn't really bad. Right now, with the RPM of your engine, it sounds like one of those scary Halloween background soundtracks here with people's houses. They have such
I've not tried to use the 10 meter on this yet for the FM.
Good luck in the contest from K5.
Louisiana.
Oh yeah, contest weekend. It should be an absolute zoo on 10 meters tomorrow. It'll be good. I don't contest.
73, same on your way. You're very good, sounding very good. 73.
saying this film from over here in Alaska, and they say, oh yeah, okay, Bill, we'll be over there, no problems. I don't even need to tell them my address. They even know where to come.
Oh Lord.